Hi traders, welcome to WaveFX Academy's YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be breaking down and analyzing three pairs for the trading week ahead. We'll be looking at pound yen, Aussie dollar, and pound dollar. You can support our channel by subscribing and hit the notification button so you'll be notified when we release the next video. Let's start things off with pound yen. So looking on the weekly time frame, you can see where I've highlighted that we have a expanding diagonal structure on the weekly time frame for the pound yen. We have completed, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves out of that structure. So what we'll be looking at now is to anticipate price action to fall somewhere within these areas, right? So we'll be observing the market as price gets down into these lows. And from here, we'll be looking at targeting back these highs here, right? So that's what we can automatically see from the weekly time frame. If we take things down to the daily time frame, we can identify where the market has recently created this impulsive move to the downside, followed by this corrective structure. Now in this correction, we can also notice where the market has created this move here. We can consider that to be the A wave corrective. Here, we can consider this to be B wave and this to be the C wave corrective. So what you're looking at now is a breakout of the B wave pushing the market to the downside, which would actually go with what we would have analyzed and forecasted based on the weekly time frame, right? So for the week ahead, we would be looking to target at least into the 125 area, right? But to get to that stage, we would first need to see how price react around these lows. Now, we are already seeing the market showing signs of rejection here out of the support zone. What you would want to look at is this recent resistance level here. And why? As when we look at the market moving all the way to the upside here, you realize that the price created that one little hold up. This is indicating to me that there was some level of price acceptance within this period, even if it was for just one day. We can still highlight that. So I would be looking forward to see how price react to the market as it approaches these levels. So we're looking really at the 132.57, or let's say that's about 132.60. That's the level that we'll be looking at. On the 4-hour time frame, we're seeing where the market did in fact, we're getting the confirmation now where we can consider this structure here to be the C wave corrective. Why? We are seeing this triangular pattern coming here. And based on Elliott waves analysis, we know that the triangular pattern only appears at 2 stages in the market. It either appears between wave 3 to wave 4, or it appears between wave A to wave C, meaning that it would fall within wave B. So we can now identify this level here to be our B wave system. So once we have identified this, now it's to see how the market would create its liquidity to move to the downside. And in doing so, we can just simply make this adjustment here from the daily time frame and to target this high here. Again, we are highlighting that same, we're seeing that same structure on the daily time frame. We're seeing this one little rejection candle here and another one there. This is telling me that there is some form of price acceptance again within this zone. Ideal scenario would be to have the market make its corrective move here, find risk price acceptance within this structure in terms of the support zone, retrace back into this area, and then build up within this zone to make a move to the upside to capture the liquidity that it needs to take price lower. All right, so that's really what I would be looking at. So for now, we are within this little area that we really just have to watch and see how price react. So this is a pair that would definitely be on our watch list for the week. I will be looking to see how the market moves and how price action stays ahead of my trading time, which is during the within the London Open, I should say, sorry. Right? So that's really what I want to see at this stage. Ideally, if by that time, if we can get price within this area, then I'll be looking for some form of rejection coming out of the market to trade, to take a sell, to take the market lower. So my bias would be for price to revisit this area, let's say about 133.90, let's call it about 134. And then from there, I will be looking for the market to hit the 130 zone, build up within this area, make a move down further to about 128 to confirm the breakout of the B wave corrective structure and then continuation lower. So granted, we are not sure exactly how the market would play out throughout the trading week, but this is something that we can definitely look forward to. So this would be what I would be anticipating for pound yen. So the levels that I would be targeting is 133.90, and I'll also be looking for the lows out of the market at about 129.50. So those would be the ideal levels that I would be looking at for pound yen. Next on the list, we have pound USD. Again, if we take it back to the highs, we are seeing a similar structure to the pound yen. And again, we are seeing where the market has already created a 5-wave drive down, and we're getting this corrective structure coming in again. So when we look on the daily time frame, as there's not much to really say based on the weekly time frame. Like I said, there's more action to go off based on what we're seeing here on the daily time frame, right? So from here, we can see where the market is also creating another expanding wedge. Now, if we should highlight this, we can look at the drives out of the market here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to create wave 1 of the overall drive there. We find the 3-wave corrective here to give us wave 2. The market made a drive here to give us, let's say this is wave 3, and now we're looking at the corrective structure to take wave 4 right into this area in terms of leveling with wave 2, and then for the market to finish off this move in about let's say that's 128.70. So that's what we would be looking at overall out of pound USD. So if we take a further look at this structure to the down on the 4-hour time frame, we are seeing we're out of the move that the market created to give us this corrective or this impulsive move to the upside. And if we should utilize what we are looking at from the daily time frame to say that this is wave 3 here, and the market is retracing into wave 4, then out of this small impulsive move here, right, this would become the top of wave 1. And based again on Elliott wave sequence, is we would be looking at this level to hold firm in terms of the market and price action. So that would be the area of interest for me as price approaches that zone. So the area that I would be looking at would be right here. right out of these lows. So now we are at about 123.70. I would want to see how the market react as it gets back down into the 123 zone. Right, from there, I can start looking for further rejection out of the market up into these highs. A break below this area, if the market pushes down and break below this area, then we can continue to look for movement all the way down into about 120. So since this is a weekly forecast and an outlook to see what the market will do throughout the entire trading week, we would be looking and anticipating for price to revisit this area. And from here, we can anticipate a break lower of this structure. Maybe we get a retest in that area, and then we can look for the market to finish off its move here. The level that I would be using to invalidate this entire setup would be if the market break and give me a confirmed close, a well-conditioned close above 124.70. Then at that stage, I would start to look for long opportunities back into the 128 zone. Right, so that's what I would be looking at when it comes to pound yen. I'm sorry, not pound yen, but the pound USD. And finally, we'll be looking at Aussie USD. And if we start things off from the weekly time frame, we are seeing where the market on the weekly time frame is coming out of a sharp move to the downside, followed by another sharp retracement. But however, with this impulsive move that we're looking at, which is recent to the upside here on the weekly, we're seeing where the market rejected these two key support zone, resistance zones, I should say, sorry. You can see where there's strong resistance coming in the market right around that area, and that's where the market has rejected. This zone also happens to be the anchor that is holding the downtrend in play. So now that we are also seeing that rejection out of the downtrend anchor, what I would be looking at is to see further, is to see how the market react as it gets to this support level right in here. Because we saw the last time we were within this area on the weekly time frame, price literally bounced between those levels before we finally got the breakout to the downside. Now on the retracement, the market made a move, push, and find ourselves right back within that zone. So now it's all about anticipating how the market would react within this area. Would we get a rejection here to take back price to the highs, or will the market break lower and hold the downtrend in play? So these are things that we would be looking at as we progress down and dissect this on the daily time frame and even on the 4-hour time frame, where we'll be looking at the entry position into the market. So on the daily time frame, we can already see price action building up within that same structure. If you look closely, you will find that exactly where price is now, right? Because this green line that you're seeing is indicating where the current market price is. And as you can see, the price is currently within a strong support and resistance structure. So now it's all about how the market would react within this area. Now remember, we saw from the weekly time frame where we could have price bouncing in between these areas, and we're already seeing signs of that coming in. So what we want to look at now is to see whether or not we will get a break of this daily resistance. And if we get the break of that, will we get the market to continue higher here, or will we find something of what happened in last week, where price pushed down, we got a break, or we got the market to pierce through that same support zone, failed to find price acceptance beneath that area, the market pushed higher, now we're back within that zone. Will we see the same play out happening again this week? Right? So that's something that we definitely have to look at to see exactly how the market will react within these areas. So again, ideally, I would be looking for the price to revisit these areas here, or if we get the break above support, I'll be looking above resistance, sorry, I'll be looking for the market to revisit these highs, and then from there, a potential short could be taken back into these support zones. So ideally, I wouldn't be looking for too much outside of just trading in between these zones when it comes to the Aussie USD. If we take a look on the daily time, on the 4-hour time frame, we're seeing where the market is building up liquidity nicely within this area. So I'm now anticipating further movement of price to the upside. However, if this is where the market is currently moving now, where you're finding buyers coming into the market, and if this is the area where buyers are coming into the market, then ideally you don't want to get into the trade when there's buyers in the market or when the buyers are active. You want to wait for those buyers to become sellers so you can take your trade higher. And where would I find that kind of price action? Or where would the market have the buyers becoming sellers? And if you're buying here, then it is likely that if the market retraces into these areas, then you're probably going to want to get out of your trade. And if that's what you're looking at, then these areas would become area of interest to get in terms of potential longs. So what I would want to see out of this is for the market to find its way within this area, maybe out of this high. We could get the market to push back lower here, revisit these lows, and then make a movement to the upside. So this is a play that I would be looking at in terms of the market and its price actions throughout this trading week. Right? Now we'll be adding all 3 pairs to our trading watch list for this week, and we'll be analyzing them live every single day with our team in the live trading room. And we'll only take pairs if they meet our trading rules and our strategy based on our entry requirements. These are the only times that we take trades, irrespective of what we are seeing from the analysis. The trade signal in terms of our entry signals into the market must be satisfied before we take a trade. You can tell us what you think about this video in the comments below, and also you can leave a pair that you would like to see us analyze in the next video. All right, so thank you for your time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.